russosbrand.com, where the pros are the pros.
We had a quote, I don't know, it was a few weeks ago maybe, where one of the guys high up at TKO was talking about opportunities in ticket prices.
Shapiro.
One of our listeners, Frank Volpe, sent me this video because he was looking to take family members to a Raw show.
I think it was Pittsburgh. I think it's Pittsburgh, Jeff. I think.
He sent in this video of ticket prices. So we're going to start here on the floor. So a floor seat for Raw, $726.
Well, let me just say this, Jeff, to give them the benefit of the doubt. Hold on, because everybody, I'm not fair and this and that. Let me give them the benefit of the doubt, Jeff, because you said one thing you forgot. This show is for a dual Raw and SmackDown. So both shows are going to be recorded on this show, just so you know. So I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt because that might add to the ticket prices.
So even if you divide these in two,
I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. It's still ridiculous. Go ahead, Al.
I remember years ago, Pat Kinney and I discussing like he wanted to go to a baseball game at the Yankees, and it's to the point where the average person can no longer afford to go to a game. Only, corporations and businesses can buy those seats anymore. It's just gotten insane.
Yeah, but come on, Pat Kenny's got deep pockets. I mean,
if I had Pat's money, I'd burn mine.
Bro, the dude named his kid after the Captain Quint. Can you imagine? What kind of a human being are we talking about here, Al?
Somebody who likes Eddie, David Lee Roth. That's it.
Oh, God. All right, go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead.
Yeah. So clearly, Sammy Hagar, they had more hits with Van Halen than they did with David Lee Roth.
We're seeing
but go ahead.
Another floor seat, $777, $812. Yeah. This one is a resale, so somebody probably bought it at $700, and now they're reselling it for $1,400. It says verified resale ticket. So now we're going to go to the 100 section. God, which is off the floor.
I can't believe that.
$522. Now, for the 100 section. Now I'm like, wait a minute. When I was young and I used to go to wrestling, this is where I used to sit. And so I'm like, I got to look at this because I used to save all my ticket stubs.
I'm guessing $25, Jeff.
Yeah, so I found my old ticket stubs. I found one for a Raw in 1999. Granted, 26 years ago, but
$25, right?
$35.
Yeah, $35.
Okay. That for the same area that is now $522. Now, I don't think inflation has affected that much in 25 years to go from $35 to $522. So that's not even floor. That's up in the next level.
I can't quote the prices, but they were just recently here. Raw was just recently here in Louisville at the Yum Center, and it was comparable price-wise to what you're looking at right here. Like it's similar
for a single show.
Yes. Very, very comparable in the hundreds for all of these seats.
But Al, obviously, though, again, I'm going to be devil's advocate here because Al, obviously, they're getting it. They're getting it, Al.
Correct, and I agree because you can only charge the only business that I know of. Quite honestly, in the world that you can charge more than the market can bear is the medical business, is the health business. So if the market can bear it, you charge it, and you can't knock them. That's it. If people are upset, then take action. Don't buy a ticket. And at some point, they will adjust the prices. That you control the market. You decide what it is that the market can bear. And if you continue to decide that, hey, I want to buy a ticket to these events, then shut the up.
Right.
Quit complaining. You're part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. You are the one who is driving these ticket sales, and you're the one who is allowing them to create these prices. If you don't like the prices, don't pay them. And they will get the message very quickly. And they will adjust accordingly until the market can bear the cost. Simple as that.
Yeah, guys, I swear, I got to tell you, like, I love going to concerts and I love going to see music, especially here in Colorado. You go to Red Rocks, it's like an experience.
Good
But
clogging concert. You know, you go out there and clog. You clog, don't you? You do a lot of clogging.
But my point is, guys, I'm just being honest. I can't tell you how many times there's a concert I want to go to. I'll look into what the ticket prices are. I'll see the ticket prices and I'm like, sorry, not going to that concert. Like, I do it all the time. I can't fathom the guy that's looking at these tickets and throwing down the money. I literally can't fathom that. I'm sorry.
But again, it's what the market can bear. And if they continue to sell out,
yeah,
then they're going to be continuing to be motivated to continue these pricing structures because the public's agreeing to it.
And now what they've also done, though, too, let's give again, let me give credit where credit is due. Yeah. What they've done also is by eliminating all the house shows, this is a must-see now because you don't know when they're coming back to your town.
Well, and let's give them another as far as, you know, the whole thing. They've also cut expenses because they don't have the same production as far as entrance and assemblage. They now also have cut expense as far as talent because they have fewer matches, and yet they're charging more. Brilliant, good for them.
Yeah,
I wish I could do that. You know, even a tenth of that, I wish I could do, where I could, you know, really focus and narrow down my talent expense and then my production expense, and then be able to raise prices to a dramatic level. And make more money. I'd kill to be able to do that.
So you're in the 200s.
You're in the 200s now, and it's 264. So you're talking a family of four up in the middle bowl.
Nearly $1,000.
Nearly $1,000 for a family of four. Yeah. So what, like you were saying, the people paying for it, what eventually you would think it would get to the point where families can't do this anymore. And it's almost like they are playing to the high rollers, and maybe that's why they're going back to Vegas again for WrestleMania, just to, like UFC, to get the high profile rich people just to show up to the event, and they're not really selling to fans anymore.
I don't think so. I think because they have, to Vince's point, they have cut live events, and now Raw and just recently they had SmackDown in Lexington on Friday night, this past Friday. They're not going to come back until what? At least 6 months, if not a year. So that's a one time a year event that's going to come into your area.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, oh, well, Raw was just here like they were doing there for a while. About every 3 months, every 2 to 3 months, they were hitting up they'd hit up Louisville, they'd hit up a 3-town run in Kentucky or between Kentucky and, you know, Indiana. And, you know, you had the opportunity to go see and experience these live events. And now the only chance you get to see these people live is the one time a year that they come to town and they do the TV. And that could be, you know, they've limited it to where now if you want to see it and experience it, you've got to save up for the year to buy it. Smart. I mean, and again, we know for a fact that the live events for WWE were a money-losing proposition for so many years. Hell, they were contemplating cutting them, you know, eliminating them. There was that part of the office that wanted them eliminated back when I was there. Back in the early 2000s, they wanted to do away with, you know, the live events after the Attitude Era started to cool down a little bit because they were a money-losing proposition because of the expense of keeping a crew out there on the road for that many days a week, 52 weeks a year, and production crew and all of, you know, and then travel for the talent and etc. It got to a point where the overhead was so high, you had to draw such a big audience on the level of doing a Raw or a SmackDown just to be able to make them profitable.